Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Welcome, my friends. Today's episode of Top Deck. We are covering a historic Gruul Aggro Deck. Very excited about this. Obviously, the meta is now shifted since the ban of Time Warp, and we got the new inclusion, obviously, of the Anthology cards here as well, making a hasty impact for some decks that we'll talk about here in a second. So appreciate you tuning in. Flip me a like if you enjoyed today's video. If you have a question, if you have a comment, feel free to let me know down below. Love to hear from you always. Feel free to go in the Discord server that's available to you down below in the description. Also, you'll find the deck list and our timestamps where we will cover the strategy objective of this list. We'll cover your board for best of 3. We'll play competitive Magic in both best of 1 and best of 3, and then we'll close out with where this might sit in the meta, my friends. So that is what we have going on. Appreciate you tuning in. Other great ways to support the channel down below. And like I said, please feel free to flip me a like. So here's what we got going on. We got a Gruul Aggro Deck, top 50 historic. This particular version is by the player of the name Matteo Di Crescencio. I probably butchered that and I apologize. But here is what this deck is all about. So a new pickup here is our Tarka's Command. This is one of the new Anthology ones. Here we get to choose 2 options. Opponents can't gain life. It's going to deal 3 damage to each opponent. You may put an additional land card from our hand on the battlefield, and creatures we control get +1/+1 and gain reach till end of turn. So take care of those angel decks, right? Anyway, here's what we got. This one's got a little bit heavier lower end curve. We're going back to, we love the Burning Tree Emissary. We got the Voltaic Brawler still. Now we have the Goblin again with Riots. We got our good old low level pumpers and guys get bigger. We have On Crop Crasher. So this has always been a popular card as well. This guy's got haste. We can exert it as well. When it attacks and the target creature can't block that turn, we got a nifty Bone Crusher, Kazandu, Gruul Spellbreaker, Clythos, and then of course Coco. So here we can look at the top 6 cards of our library, put 2 of those creature cards with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. So a very, very, very aggressive deck. If you notice, this Gruul Aggro deck is not running Cleave. No Cleave. A no Cleave Gruul Aggro deck. Keep that in mind. So here's what we got. That is the strategy objective of this list. Pound your opponents fast. Win the games fast. Close the games fast. That is what we're doing here today. Now, the important strategy and objective for this main board. Now, next strategy piece, we got to count and talk about the sideboard. Talk about sideboard. So we have 15 cards here, and we're going to break this down for you in terms of aggro, mid-range, and late game, my friends. So in aggro world, in historic, we have to worry about decks like mono black. We got mono green elves. We got mono red aggro. We got mirror match here. Sometimes you can consider some of the burn decks. You got Boros. You got mono red burn tokens. Those kinds of things. So those are going to be the big fast decks. We also do face some mono white weenies decks once in a while. As well in this space. We'll talk about some mid-range ones here in a second. These decks, mainly what you're going to do is you're going to try and take out the creatures and things that are going to matter to them with Magma Spray, Abrade if you need to, and that is what you're going to focus on. If they are some of the life game decks, which are more mid-rangey, you can flip in the Rampaging Ferocidon. Anything that you're going to run into as we transcend out of aggro into mid-range against decks like John Food, the traditional sacrifice decks, Rakdos you might run into still, or anything leveraging the graveyard, Arcanist decks, and there's both Grixis in there too, and a few other ones. There you're going to then have to worry about some of the graveyard hate, so we'll talk about that here in a second. Also in the space, you run into Selesnya Angels. Is it Phoenix you could consider here as well? Is it Phoenix can also be an aggro deck. But these ones specifically, you're going to want to focus on things like Scavenging Ooze. You want to lock them out of their graveyard. That's going to be a big piece for you. Clythos is another one to consider. And then what you got to think about is if they aren't playing as many creatures here, Cindervines is also a good one for you. You want to start pinging those damages in there potentially too. So you can keep those things in mind, but the stuff leveraging the graveyard, the big thing is get it out of there. And that's kind of the difference here in the mid-range space of historic. Now, those are a couple of decks in that mid-range spot. You could also potentially consider Niv Mizzet at times as well, but that's also a good bridge deck for us to get into late game. And also, don't forget, we got the 5-color Rainbow Reanimator deck in this space too in the mid-range. So there again, you got to focus on Scavenging Ooze and get this stuff out. Outside that, you'll have other things. Well, another mid-range deck, Boros mid-range. Outside that, you're going to have your traditional kind of late-game decks. We still have Jeskai control around. We also have Azorus control around. We also got just regular dimmer control decks, Sultai, things like that, to keep an eye on for you with some of these late game decks. Now, what you're going to want to do here against those ones, Cindervines is going to be a big one for you, Clythos if they're running Graveyard, but the real one's Roiling Vortex. You want to be dealing that damage. You may run into other emergent ultimatum decks too, so that's just something to keep in mind. Obviously, all sorts of late game decks that you can keep an eye out for, but those are going to be the big ones to kind of keep in mind. So that is the strategy objective of this deck. We talked about your sideboard, some of the decks that you might run into, how to board. Where I would focus again is really changing up some of the higher end curve here, potentially for some of those late game decks. You just want everything to be on aggro and hitting as fast as you can. So that's kind of some of the change ups that you might want to consider in that space too, and kind of pilot around those things. So again, strategy objective of the list. Sideboard set for you for best of 3. Let's go play that competitive Magic today here with the top 50 historic Gruul Aggro Deck. No Cleave. I like saying that. By Matteo Di Crescencio. Probably killed that. Sorry, bud. Let's go ahead and we are going to have a lot of fun today. So let's get into it. We're going to go to our historic ranked. You can check out the Izzet deck that I had ran before. This one is our Gruul Aggro deck. Let's go ahead and hop into it. Like I said, all right, we'll ram through with our hasty Gruul Aggro deck. Ooh, land could be a challenge here, but we will keep this. We'll pay for it. We're gonna make it work. So we'll see if we can pull this off. I don't know if they'll let us do it. Now we could make something bigger here. Put this guy on now. Now we just need to be slightly careful. This thing we can make bigger, which would be big. There it is. They got to their 4. We'll get this guy on the board. Too bad. That could be an issue. We'll see. Ooh, and it's got a lockout. That's a huge unfortunate problem for us here. Clythos is now worthless. So this is another version of the Jeskai control. Super bummer. We're gonna get locked out here. We are gonna get locked knocked out by Pika Burger. We'll resolve that. Oh my gosh. There's the brainstorm. Literally, what we need now is our lovely Coco. That's what we need. Now we can't search either. Draw more than one. Oh, we're okay. As long as they don't have a counter, we'll be alright. Hopefully they don't have one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. If they have a counter, I'm busted. Oh, that card is so broken. It's not really broken, it's just really annoying. I would assume they have it again. All right, we're out of here. We're not going to be able to come back at this point off of that. So let's go on to the next match. So they hit it right. They got to the 4. We didn't kill them by 4. And didn't matter. So, and they had the board wipe card, so it happens. All right, on to our next best of 1 here. We'll keep on trucking. Not a fast match, not in our favor. Let's see what we hit. We'll go from here. Love empty. All right, we can keep this. So we can do a couple things here. We could actually, we could ramp faster to Coco, but we'll do this. All right, so we hit an Elf deck. I'm gonna think here. I want to play this. It's always good to hold this guy back. Um, but we want to keep pressing. All right, there we go. That probably would have been the time to try and get through. Now, this guy's going to have way too much. We'll see what we can do here. I don't know if we're going to live. So everything's got enough. 12. We're done. Oh, not a good run for us here in best of one. No. No. It's all good. Elves is still one of the best decks, so that didn't change. Did not change there. All right, let's see what we can do here. Uh-oh. Dark Omen. Phoenix deck. Not a Phoenix deck. Dragonstorm deck. Oh boy, we're gonna have to move real fast here. Dun dun dun. I'm gonna say, there it goes. It's all right. Let's grab. Oh. Here comes their combo, I'm sure. 4. Pull whatever card back, drop a dragon. Yeah, there it is. Emergent Pile Dragonstorm. So bad, they would have just kept pulling it anyway. There's the Dragonstorm combo for you. Not our best in best of 1 today. 0-3, which is too bad. Really, really too bad. Let's go check out our best of 3. 0-3 and best of 1. Not good. All right, let's go check it out. Historic ranked. There's our Is It today again. Top 50 historic Gruul Aggro Deck. Let's see what we got going on. Not hot for best of 1. Unfortunately, we lost to 3 different decks. Bah, it happens. Not making it work. It's too bad. That's how it goes. All right. We'll play first. Maybe we get an advantage here. Not real good. Oh boy, this one's not good either. Drop that guy. Jeskai. Ooh, looks like a mirror, huh? It is a mirror. Bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. See if they trade. I would assume they will. There we go, baited. So we need 4/4. Oh, it's not good. Not good. Have to double block. We're not hitting what we need today, are we? All right, we'll see how we play this. Oh, if they have Crusher in the deck, they get the 2 through. If not, I have game. I'm gonna wait. Let's see what they do. There we go. There we go. Finally connected. We finally connected in the mirror match. All right. So this is going to be a lot different now. So we need to do a couple things. Let's pop this in here. We're going to need these in there. I feel like we need to go a little bit bigger. 2. And I do like these. So we gotta play this a lot differently. I don't think the ramp's really gonna help. I think we need to play the bigger creature side of this match. Burn Tree is nice to load the board, but not what we need to do here. All right, so we're going bigger in the mid-range space. That's the plan. Try that. Now, the problem is they have the Questing Beast, which is going to be an issue for us either way. So we'll see what we can do. So I tried to pull a little bit more over here. This might be a plan. Looks like it could be theirs as well. Keep the pressure on. Yes. Yes, it worked. The battle worked. Oh, we did it. We beat the mirror. We beat ourselves. Couldn't do it in best of one, but we could do it in best of three. Look at that. Awesome. All right, so what do we have going on here? Strategy work, boarding matters. We know that. All right, let's go ahead and check out our deck. So this is the top 50 historic Gruul Aggro Deck, slightly different version because we do not see our lovely Ember Cleave in this one, making it certainly unique and different, kind of, but very low and fast, as you can see when it connects, and it worked in the best of three match. This one is by Matteo Di Crescencio. I probably killed that again. Congratulations on hitting the top 50 with this deck here this season. So very cool. I think just like top 20 actually. But best of one, we went 0-3. Best of three, we did go 2-0. So made up for that. Where's this sucker sit in the meta here today, my friends? So in best of one, you know, honestly, aggro's always been well. It's done well. It's kind of king. I would probably put this as more of a tier 2. I don't think it's probably tier 1. Its win rate isn't quite as high as some of those other decks, but it's still efficient. And in best of three, I would probably say, you know, right now it's doing really well, just because of the ban. So it's just something we got to keep in mind. So when it comes to the good old time warp getting kicked out of here, it certainly made a difference. I think as stuff is kind of getting sorted out, aggro decks tend to punish a little bit more, but Gruul Aggro does have a really healthy competitive win rate. I would say top of tier 2, potentially tier 1 right now with the way things are looking, but we'll keep an eye on this. From a competitive side, again, interesting to see that difference in best of one and best of three there. So Planeswalkers, hope you enjoyed today's video. Flip me a like if you did. If you got questions, if you got comments, let me know. Deck list is available to you down below. Also down there is the Discord information, other great ways to support the channel. You can pick up a hat or something like this, the merch store. So thank you so much always. Would love to connect and see you around more. With that said, Planeswalkers, stay tuned for more top decks, both standard, historic. We're also running jank. We also have Friday Night Meta, which you can check out. We just did one. And additionally, my friends, our lovely tier lists are coming your way. So stay safe, Planeswalkers. Take care. We'll see you again soon. Until next time, Mythras out.